Everyone, for this last video, we're going to cover some tips and I guess you can call them tricks of Connect to help you maximize your user experience during your online class session, and also to help increase student engagement during your class session. First of all, you probably notice right now, and also in the last 4 videos that I've created, that my eyes are looking down in the bottom corner of whatever's happening over here, right? What I'm doing actually is I'm looking at myself while I'm talking. So I'm looking at this box right here, this video box. I think it's easy for your eyes to be drawn to that box because you look at yourself while you talk. But I would encourage you to practice with Connect and make yourself look at the webcam. If you look at your if you look at your camera on your laptop or your desktop, you actually meet eye to eye with your students. You actually talk to them as opposed to talking to yourself. So just practice that. Again, it's a hard habit to break. Obviously, I have not done it because I've been doing it for the past 4 videos in the box right here. So, but just know that that's something to really work on. I think that there's something to be said about looking at someone in the face like this and you're talking to them instead of appearing to be distracted by whatever's happening over here. So again, just practice with that. You can launch Connect from your house and you can launch your webcam and just practice talking to your camera. One thing to do if you want to practice looking at the webcam instead of looking at yourself is get one of these small small square post-it notes right here, and just take one of these small squares and actually put it on your screen and cover up yourself so that you can't see yourself on the screen. So right now, this box right here is covered by a note and I can't see myself. So I'm gonna look at the camera, and it's a great way to train your eyes to look at your students as opposed to looking at this video box. So to practice with Connect, there's no like demo page, or there's no like demo student account. So you have to do a few tricks here to get student access to Connect while you practice. So what I mean is, John and Mark right here, these are fake students that I have created, but they are live on my other monitor at my desk and my phone. So what you can do in order to have, in order to create students in Connect, so you can play with breakouts and putting students in different groups, is get your phone. There's one student. Get a tablet, there's 2 students, and also if you launch a different browser, that's a 3rd student. So let's say that you launch Safari to access Connect. Well, if you launch Internet Explorer or Firefox at the same time, then each one of those browsers is an extra student. So what I mean is, let's say you launch Safari, and that's your teacher account. So you log into Connect, you launch your room, and then you are the teacher in the classroom, right? Well, then you open up a new window of Internet Explorer as a guest, and like you're a student, and click the link and actually type in a guest name. There's a student. Launch Firefox and do that same thing. Click the link or type the link, and then type in a student guest name. Do the same on the Connect app on your phone and on a tablet. If you do that, you'll have 4 fake students in your classroom, and then you can use your teacher account on that Safari browser to put students into breakouts and basically do what I've done on these past four videos, which that's the way I've been able to have John and Mark too in these videos, is I have multiple browsers launched and I have my phone on Connect. So that's an easy way to practice Connect and practice all these different features, and practice sharing your screen. You can also, if you have like a work laptop and a personal one, you can launch your personal one as a student and then have your work one right next to you. And as you're running the classroom as the teacher on the work laptop, then you can see what the students see on your personal one right next to you. So you can see how their screen changes when you do breakouts. You can see how their screen will look when you're doing a live webcam or when you're sharing your screen. Just again, just some tips on how to get fake students into your Connect classroom so that you can practice and prepare with Connect before your actual first Connect session. Okay. Next thing is all those things that you probably already do during faculty meetings or district meetings or in your own classrooms when you taught for Lipscomb in the past, is doable, or you can do with Connect. So, for instance, let's say that you want to that you lecture for, I don't know, 20 minutes on a certain topic, and then you want to poll your students on their thoughts on these particular topics, or you want to gauge your students' understanding on this topic. Well, you can use Poll Everywhere, which is something I'm sure that you all have used in the past. So I'm going to share my screen really quick. So let's say that I have lectured for 20 minutes, and now I want to poll my students. Well, I can actually go right here and ask my students to, please go to this link right here. And once you're all there, I'm going to activate my poll, and now it's live. So my students can then, text in their answers and show me, what they think about this particular question. Poll Everywhere is a popular tool that I'm sure that we've all used to gauge or to understand what an audience might think about different topics. Of course, you can do this with Connect. So you just use your personal computer as the main screen, right? And all of your students text in their answers, and as they text, of course, this screen will change and adjust in real time with their answers. Also, Kahoot. I'm sure that Kahoot is something that you probably have used in the past, maybe again at faculty meetings or in a district meeting format. You can use Kahoot with Connect. So just launch it like you would normally with your students or with your class, and have your students log in like they normally would. Now, here's the one caveat to this. If you use something like Kahoot or Poll Everywhere or some other kind of website that uses a mobile device or a tablet to access, for instance, you need to have, well, you don't need to, but most people use a cell phone or a tablet to play Kahoot, or they use a cell phone to text in their answers to Poll Everywhere. If your students are accessing this Connect live session with their phone, then they're going to be able to interact with this Kahoot game because they need their phone in order to text in in order to choose their answers on the game. So that's one more reason why it's probably important to tell your students that they need to have access to a desktop or laptop to access Connect, which could then also free up their phone or their tablets to interact with things like Kahoot or Poll Everywhere or other online tools that you might use in your classroom. So just again, that's just a few things to get you thinking about different ways to use Connect. Anything that you can do on your computer screen, you can do with your students during a Connect session. Anything that you would use or show in class through like an LCD projector, you can use in Connect. You just use your own computer screen as that LCD projector. See what I mean? So all those things are possible with Connect. So think about how you can use all those tools, and tools I'm sure that I haven't even mentioned, to make your Connect session more engaging for your students. So before we wrap up here, let's just go through just very quickly kind of a lightning round on all the things that we have covered with Connect over these past 4 or 5 videos. So remember, we have these 4 buttons that we probably won't use too often during our Connect sessions. Our 4 main buttons, which are your main volume on your computer, your microphone, of course mine now is turned off because it's white. Remember, green's on, white's off. Your webcam and your student buttons that they can choose to show you that they have a question or they need to leave their screen for a brief moment. You have your video panel right here, which is where you will see yourself when you start sharing your webcam. You have your main screen right here, which is where you can share resources and PowerPoints and images from your desktop screen or your laptop screen to your students. You have your student list over here, and this is where you can do breakouts. So remember, to get to the breakouts, you click Breakout View, and then you can put your students, you can drag them down into different breakout rooms, and then start breakouts. Once you hit start breakouts, the students are in their own personal breakout room. They can interact with each other. To end breakouts, don't forget, just hit end breakouts, and they're back in the main room where they can then get where you can lecture or ask the class questions, or where they can present. So if you're in breakouts, they did some group work, they created a PowerPoint, you want them to share that PowerPoint or that infographic or that Word document with the rest of the class. Don't forget that you have to first be in your main class view, and then you need to put somebody from that group or the whole group as a presenter. Then once they are presenters, then that person can then share their screen with the rest of the class the same way that you shared your screen with the rest of the class. Just don't forget, don't put them as the host. Why? Because if you put a student as the host and they close the browser or their computer shuts down, the entire class goes away. Because once the host closes their browser, the entire class is over. Okay? And the last thing is your chat box, which you can use to share messages with your students, with the whole class, or that where they can share with you, and ask questions during the class. Hopefully this has been helpful to you. Connect is a great tool, and I'm really excited to have you all on board to use Connect to make our online offerings more engaging and meaningful and purposeful for our students, really across the state. So thank you all so much for being a part of these videos. If you have any questions at all or run into any Connect problems, feel free to email me or call me, and we will walk through those issues and help you better understand Connect. Thanks.